Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, araro. Araro, araro, ariraro. Araro, araro, ariraro.
அப்பா அலை கதை சொல்றேனா?
ஓ சொல்றேனே. पुंडलीकवरदा हरि विठ्ठला श्रीज्ञानदेव तुकाराम पंढरीनाथ महाराज की जय, संत ज्ञानेश्वर महाराज की जय, जगतगुरु संत तुकाराम महाराज की जय, स्वामी संत समर्थ रामदास महाराज की जय, छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जय, भारत माता की जय। राधे कृष्ण। Afzal Khan, with all his army, elephants, horses, jewelers, businessmen, with all his wealth, he was carrying huge amounts of wealth, chests after chests filled with jewelry, gold coins, diamonds, pearls, rubies, everything, because he wanted to win over Shivaji and then establish a huge market in Vai, Fulton and the other locations, which would be controlled solely by Mughals. He wanted to make this location his own. That's why he was carrying almost 50% of the wealth Adil Shah had owned, and he, along with all that, entered into the dense jungles of Jauli, which was exactly what Shivaji Maharaj had planned when Afzal Khan had entered Maharashtra on day 1. Afzal Khan entered the jungles, and at that time he was confident that he had won, and very soon Shivaji Maharaj would be in his custody. He had absolutely no idea what was going to happen. Pantaji again came to meet him and said if Afzal Khan will come alone, only then Shivaji Maharaj would come to meet him alone. And he will immediately surrender. Hearing this, Afzal Khan, who was as strong as an elephant, felt a little nervous. Shivaji Maharaj did not even come near the chest of Afzal Khan. He was hardly reaching a little more than his hips. But yet, Afzal Khan was scared. Slowly, the place of meeting of Afzal Khan and Shivaji started getting finalized. A team from Afzal Khan's place and a team from Shivaji Maharaj's place both started discussing. At that time, Shivaji Maharaj finalized 2 locations and he insisted to have the meeting at one particular location. And he knew that if he insists, Afzal Khan will surely deny that location and choose the one which Shivaji Maharaj was not pressing on, which is exactly what happened. And Afzal Khan chose the other location from where the entire team of Shivaji Maharaj had complete access at any point of time through different routes. Afzal Khan chose that location. It was a plateau on the base of Pratapgarh. Both the teams came and they finalized the terms and conditions. A beautiful shamiana with all jewelry was to be erected. Shivaji Maharaj as well as Afzal Khan would bring 10 bodyguards each, who would stand at a distance of arrow's flight from the shamiana. The meaning of distance of an arrow's flight is when an arrow is shot from a bow, the distance it can reach will be at the distance at what these people will be standing. No weapon was to be carried inside the Shamiana, and both of them were allowed one bodyguard each who would stand outside the Shamiana when the meeting was taking place. The date was decided. It was a Thursday in the month of Margashirsh, Shuddha Saptami, 10th November 1659. On 9th of November, the army of Afzal Khan was extremely happy. The entire night, right from evening, they started drinking and making merry because they knew that Shivaji Maharaj would be arrested and in all probabilities killed the next day. And if he was not killed, then he would be arrested and taken to Bijapur. They did not have any doubt that Afzal Khan will defeat Shivaji Maharaj and take him. Afzal Khan himself was very relaxed and he drank a lot. In the night, Shivaji Maharaj, after finishing his puja in the evening, he called all his Sardars, Netaji Palkar, Yesaji Kank, Mankoji, Tanaji Malusare, Suryaji, Kankoji, the Bandal brothers, all of them came. He told Netaji that once the cannons are fired, come down and kill everyone. He designated each individual a separate location inside the jungles of Javli, and all the locations were so strategic that Afzal Khan's army would be completely surrounded. It was decided that once the meeting starts, the cannons at Pratapgarh were to be fired, and as soon as the cannons are fired, the attack was to commence. The soldiers of Afzal Khan would think that the meeting has started and that is the signal for which the cannons are being fired. Everything was planned. A new day dawned. 10th of November 1659. A day as historic as any in the entire world, in the entire world's history. If the top 10 battles, why top 10? If the top 5 battles fought on earth were to be listed, this would surely be there, no matter what. The sun rose in the sky. Margashirsh, the favorite month of Krishna, in which he says, Masana Margashirshoham, Shuddha Saptami. Maharaj also rose with the sun. It felt as if a second sun was rising. When he rose, he got up and he opened his eyes. His mind was very happy, relaxed, at peace, confident. He could feel the presence of God within him. He knew that the goddess Jagdamba has blessed. He performed a puja for goddess Jagdamba. He prayed to her, kept his sword and dagger at her feet. Flowers fell on it. She blessed him. He ate a little bit, not to fill his stomach completely, but just enough to not feel hungry. He did not want to be drowsy. He did not want to feel lethargic. Then he decided on what to wear for the occasion. His advisor on what to wear during a battle was a gentleman named as Bankar. Bankar was an old guy. He was 68 years old, but as fit as a horse. He advised Maharaj to wear an armor. In Marathi it is known as chilkhat. It is made of 5 metals and it is made in very small chains. Maharaj wore a chilkhat on his body and on his head. After wearing the chilkhat, he hid a dagger under his sleeve. On his dagger, he wore a specially made glove. And inside that, he hid a weapon which is known as Vagh Nak. In Marathi, Vagh means tiger and Nak means claws. He made a weapon which was made of tiger's claws and it could be hidden inside the glove and it could not be seen unless and until Maharaj wants to show it. Above that, he wore a rich kurta and lot of jewelry. It was 12 p.m. afternoon. The sun was at its peak. Khan started towards the Shamiana. Pantaji Gopinath had asked the jewelers from Afzal Khan's camp to provide all the jewelry for decorating the Shamiana and had said that once Maharaj would surrender, he would pay all the money for that jewelry, and the businessmen had no doubt that Maharaj would pay because they felt that Maharaj is going to surrender to Afzal Khan. They happily gave away all the jewelry they had, everything. Khan left with 1500 men, 1500. And seeing that, Pantaji said that if more than 10 people came with you, then Shivaji Maharaj will get scared and he will not come to meet. You have to adhere to the terms and conditions which are set. Afzal Khan asked all the others to stay back and came only with 10 of his people. Shivaji Maharaj also came with only 10 of his people. It was decided that first Afzal Khan would be there in the Shamiana and then Shivaji Maharaj would come. Jiva Mahala and Sambhaji Kavji were to accompany Maharaj. Jiva Mahala was someone whom Maharaj had met at a mela, at a fair. There he saw him throwing coconuts in the air and cutting them off in the air itself with one stroke of his sword, and he used to cut 2 coconuts at the same time with the same stroke. He was that good a swordsman. Maharaj had recruited him in his team and he was supposed to accompany Shivaji Maharaj for his meeting with Afzal Khan. Before leaving, Maharaj called all his sardars and he told them something which scared them, filled their eyes with tears, and they didn't know what to say. But Maharaj was very firm. What did he say? We will see in the next episode. RadheKrishna. बोलो छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज की जय, भारत माता की जय. राधे कृष्ण.